The 237 gram a ton is literally one of the biggest thing we actually trying to leverage on at Misisi. You don't come across too many 237 gram a ton open pit deposit in Africa.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Mohamed Cisse. He's the CEO of Avanti Gold. And Mohamed, it's good to see you. You're at the CSE studios in Toronto.
Steve, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm very delighted to be with CAC and yourself today here at the office.
Yeah, and so you had a bell ringing today, is that right?
That's correct. It was a bell ringing session for AGC. We had the whole team supporting us here today, the whole team from Avanti that was here. So it was amazing. And we had a great support from CAC team.
Okay, good stuff. Well, let's talk a little bit about the company. And for those not familiar, tell me a bit about Avanti Gold and more importantly, your key asset.
So Avanti is a listed company, a Canadian listed company on the CSE. We have got a market cap of about 140 million Canadian. And then we have got an amazing project in the Democratic Republic of Congo called Misisi. Misisi has already got a 3.1 million ounce at 237 gram a ton. And that grade is really standing out compared to many peers in the gold market, in the gold project in Africa. And then we recently raised money and we got a financing done for $25 million, which we're going to be spending on the ground this year.
Yeah, so 42,000-meter drill program is what you're doing right now, and there has been drilling on the project in the past, but this is a significant investment of drilling that you're going to be doing this year.
That's correct, Steve. We historically we have drilled 20,000 meters to discover the 3.1 million ounces. This year we're going to do double that amount, so we're going to do 42,000 meters to look at not just the expansion of the resources, but also to get better continuity and then look at the scale of the whole Misisi deposit on the 55-kilometer belt we have got at Misisi. So we split the program into two phases. So phase one is going to be focusing on Akianga deposit, which got the 3.1 million ounces already. So it's 15,000 meters. And then phase two will be 27,000 meters, which is a step out program on the remaining deposit on the prospect. So our intention is at the end of the 15,000 meters to be able to do a new resource model of Akianga.
And are you hoping to have that resource model in 2027? Is that the idea, or will you get that done this year?
Definitely, we are in exciting moment at the moment as you speak. I've got two drill rigs mobilized at Misisi, drilling day and night, and then we just managed to get some first samples, and we are sending our samples for analysis in Mwanza SGS lab. So we should be getting a steady throughput of samples and results coming out of Misisi over the next coming month, and then over the next coming weeks we should have the first result, and then it's going to be a steady flow for news from drill result coming up, and we should be able to get the resource update completed by end of the year.
Okay, I got it. You mentioned grade a little earlier when you were describing the project. Talk to me a little bit about that. You mentioned as you're compared to others in the area. That's a big part of what differentiates you from others, right?
That's correct. The 237 gram a ton is literally one of the biggest thing we actually trying to leverage on at Misisi. You don't come across too many 237 gram a ton open pit deposit in Africa. And then that belt, the Kibaran belt, is known to actually have got high grade deposit. We have got the high grade deposit of Kibali, which is the Barrick project on the same belt. We've got a Loncore Adumbi project, which is also a 2.1 gram a ton material on the same belt. So we are quite excited to have the grade on that deposit. So what we want to do is to really look at the extent of the grade and look at the scale of the Misisi project overall.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about what's there right now as far as infrastructure of the project as well. Obviously, there's a lot of activity that goes on in that particular area. So imagine you're setting yourself up for down the road some pretty good stuff.
So that's right. We're actually serving the project from a town called Kalemi. Kalemi is about 180 kilometers from our project site.
Yeah.
Kalemi is a port city that goes from Lake Tanganyika to Tanzania. It's got a massive airport. It's got a hydropower plant facility just 40 kilometers from our project site. And at our project site as well, we have got an airfield, which is about 10 kilometers from our project site. I've got a camp that can host about 30 people. We're busy expanding the camp now to 50 men. Two rigs mobilized. We're in the process of mobilizing another two rigs that should be coming to the site over the next 2 weeks. And
Okay.
exciting time. We just really want to focus on drilling, and then get results and expand this deposit we have got.
Yeah. Okay. So as we wrap up here, let's remind everyone a bit about the important milestones that you're going to be hitting this year. Drilling happening, number one, results coming two, and then obviously the big report by the end of the year, right?
That's correct. So what we want to do is to really look at not alone the standalone Akianga, to look at how we can bring up other deposit on top of Akianga. Akianga is definitely a clear cut for us. We should be able to get 5+ million ounces out of Akianga. And then what we want to show to the market, to show to our investors, and then keep the value for the project for shareholders, to look at the extent of the growth of Akianga. We believe Akianga is just a portion or what is available out there in Misisi, and then we should be able to have multiple high-grade deposit on the Misisi belt, which we want to prove to everybody.
All right. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty exciting year. Mohamed, thank you so much. Great to catch up with you. Enjoy the rest of your day in Toronto, and it was great to get in touch with you. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, Steve. Thank you to the CC team as well. Much appreciated.
All right. Good stuff. Mohamed Cisse, the CEO of Avanti Gold.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.